all three establishments are connecting.
Do is pour the cheese here in the noodles.
Means that you're supposed to dip your noodles into soup. If you're craving for ramen, Mitsuyado is one of the most popular places for ramen in the Philippines. They also have a no mask, no entry policy, so be sure to bring your facial mask. I do like the interiors because it very much reminds me of dining in Japan. They will also offer you complimentary Japanese tea, and you can have it either cold or warm. I also like how the kitchen is very open. They make it very fun and easy for the customers to be able to watch and view how all their food is being prepared. One thing I really appreciate here is that all their noodles is homemade, and it is definitely on the thick al dente side. The noodles here very much reminds me of something that you would get in Japan and not one of those instant generic noodles that you might find in regular Japanese restaurants. As you look forward, you'll start to notice another establishment. This is actually a bake shop where they serve bread and other pastries. It's very much connected to the previous Mitsuyado restaurant. And then if you continue walking straight, there's actually a third restaurant, but this time it's a coffee shop. I guess it might make sense after you're eating something savory, you might want dessert after. So then you go here, which is exactly what we did. We got our dessert here after having some ramen. You'll also find some Japanese liqueur, beer like Asahi, and then you'll also have Suntory whiskey. I might need to double check because some people call it Suntory, but I've always called it Suntory whiskey. This is very interesting. We are in UCC, and apparently it's a sister company of Mitsuyado and this bake shop over here. So all three establishments are connecting. However, if you want it nice and cool, it's so much cooler over at UCC, then it starts to get warmer here. And finally, now back in Mitsuyado, this is the warmest area. I think it's because it's really blazing outside. The sun is out and about, which is good, especially if you want a sunny day. And we are about to chow. Once you're here, they give you these free hand wipes, which I probably won't use because I want to be more environmental. And then there's complimentary tea. You can have it cold or warm. I can see our food starting to get prepared. Let me zoom in. This is our spicy tuna salad.
Oh, ako lang naman magagamit sa to eh. Tempurs, man, tempurs. Thank you.
My parents absolutely love ebi tempura. This is breaded shrimp. It's deep fried in oil. And finally, what we're about to receive is the cheese tsukemen, which is dipping noodles. You'll have to pour the cheese on top and dip it onto the soup. You can also request to have cold or hot noodles. I'm really not a tsukemen expert, but the soup is flavored yuzu, and I love that you can choose between warm or cold noodles. This is the cheese sauce.
Cheese sauce tsukemen, and so what we're gonna do is pour the cheese here in the noodles, like so.
So tsukemen means dipping noodles, essentially. Are you supposed to dip it?
Yeah, dipping noodles.
So where do you dip it if you're pouring it?
Where else? Here,
one?
over here. So we're gonna dip it over here.
So you dip it in the soup.
Yeah.
In the Philippines, we always love our sausawan or condiments. After you've mixed the cheese sauce onto the noodles, then this is the time you'll start to dip it onto the soup.
How do you make Blanc? It's very spicy.
And this is my dad's rice and chicken bowl. We did try to ask what makes it black, and they said it was a secret recipe. It has a very umami flavor. So tsukemen means that you're supposed to dip your noodles into soup, like what my brother's doing there. But in Japan, they don't necessarily use cheese sauce. It's probably like a different soup, maybe curry or something that tastes more like ramen.
When you lift it, there's chicken inside. And this is the color of the chicken.
Ah, it's not really black.
It's not black.
Okay.
The blackness is on the outside.
Okay. I think it's time I show you what the menu looks like. There are a lot of options here if you don't fancy a tsukemen. They have tonkotsu, which is rice pairing with meat or chicken, and then they also have other ramen options. They also serve beer and dessert, and if you fancy a gyoza, that's part of their menu. It's kind of cool how up there looks like there's the sky, but it's just painted. Shoyu means it's soy based if you order shoyu ramen, and then if it's shiyo, it means it's salt based. So shoyu and shiyo. You can understand why I get confused all the time. When you order tempura, it comes with dipping sauce. My mom likes to mix the ginger with it. So as you can see, one has a different color that's just ginger mixed with it, which is quite delicious. And have a closer look at my soup. It's really brothy and sticky because of the fat. The noodles are very al dente and thick. So if you love your al dente Italian noodles, this might be something that you would like also.
This is midnight for me.
So the soup is definitely very creamy because of all the fat. And for me personally, I find it a little bit sweeter than what you would probably get in Japan. But again, because we're in the Philippines, it's definitely designed for a Filipino palate. So if you're not used to something savory and sweet, then this might be something for you to adjust to. But it's definitely jam-packed with so much flavor. For payment methods, aside from cash and your credit card, they also offer GCash. It's kind of cool how their interiors are designed to look very realistic. We decided to have dessert here in UCC, and everyone's having some iced coffee, and I want to show you something in the menu. It looks interesting. They turned cold brew into ice, and then you pour milk, and that's how you enjoy your iced coffee. There you have it. That's what eating Japanese food is like here in the Philippines. And of course, there's a lot of Japanese restaurants here. We only went to one today. Thanks for watching. Bye. See you in the next video. My absolute favorite, iced coffee. And this is my mom's cafe latte. My dad is loving his dessert. Look at that filling. And of course, with us, there's never a shortage of food. This is my brother's red velvet cake and some matcha green tea. This is a cool table where you can also sit. And as we were leaving, there's definitely more people here.